Chintamani Prakarasamasu Kalpamriksha Lakshabritesu Suravi Ravipalayantam Chintamani.
Hare Krishna. Today we'll be discussing a little bit about Sri Brahma-saṁhitā, which is a very special scripture in our parampara. One, it was spoken by Lord Brahma himself, who is the parampara acharya. And also, very interestingly, Brahma-saṁhitā was a lost scripture. And it was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself who discovered the 5th chapter of the Brahma-saṁhitā when he was traveling in South India at the Adikeshava temple. And he was very thrilled to get the manuscript from the local devotees there, and he copied it and took it back with him after his pilgrimage and distributed it to the devotees. And that's how we have the 5th chapter of Brahma-saṁhitā with us today. And we can just imagine what the other 99 chapters contained, because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur states that there were 100 chapters, and we just have the 5th one. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also published Brahma-saṁhitā, and he translated it and in his very high English. And Srila Prabhupada was also very fond of Brahma-saṁhitā. He quoted it many times. He said it should be chanted during deity installations. He personally did that himself. He was quite cautious about devotees in ISKCON reading the works of the previous acharyas, but he was happy for Brahma-saṁhitā to be widely distributed. Not only that, we know the most famous verses of Brahma-saṁhitā we chant every day at Darshan Arti all over the world in every temple of ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada is very fond of that recording made by Yamuna and the other devotees in the early days in London. And those Govinda Adipurusham verses are the most famous ones in Brahma-saṁhitā. But actually Brahma-saṁhitā has a lot more. There are also many verses in the beginning of the chapter which describe the creation of the universe and Lord Brahma's birth. And at the end of Brahma-saṁhitā also there are several verses describing the process of devotional service. So it's not just the Govinda Adipurusham verses, there's a lot more to Brahma-saṁhitā. And personally, I'm just completing a course in Brahma-saṁhitā, just a mantra class, for a small group of devotees from around the world, where we've been learning the first half of the verses, half of the Brahma-saṁhitā verses, and so it's very topical for me also. And I've also been to the Adikeshava temple many years back, and we got to chant the Brahma-saṁhitā right there at the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discovered it. So it's a very important shastra in our parampara. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 9, 239-40, he says, "There is no scripture equal to the Brahma-saṁhitā as far as the final spiritual conclusion is concerned. Indeed, that scripture is a supreme revelation of the glories of Lord Govinda, for it reveals the topmost knowledge about him. Since all conclusions are briefly presented in Brahma-saṁhitā, it is essential among all the Vaishnava literatures." And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also says it's equivalent to Srimad Bhagavatam. So it has a very high place among all the shastras in our Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, and we should try to study it very scrutinizingly, and that would please Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.